What? Phil live in the PM? Can't go live tomorrow morning for Trending in the AM. So we're going to do a little special. Trending in the AM turns into Trending in the PM for our final Eagles, Rams preview and prediction. Maybe a little baseball talk, a little basketball talk as well. It's nighttime. There are no restrictions. Let's get to work. Let's try this again after a little hiccup earlier today. Trending in the AM/PM live right here in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM meets PM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live on YouTube and Twitter. Please hit that like button and that subscribe button and that share button for me. Trying to redo the struggles we had this morning from some boo-boos from some people, but Trending in the AM, I got a busy morning at the pizza shop tomorrow. I got lots happening. Late orders came in for tomorrow. So I decided I can't go and totally not give you my Eagles prediction for Sunday Night Football. So I figured let's go live tonight with no restrictions. Instead of coffee, we got the whiskey. Got a little bit of everything tonight. We can have a little bit more fun, a little bit more freedom as we talk Eagles, as we talk Rams. Maybe we talk a little Phillies. Maybe we talk a little Sixers. Hopefully not. I tried to not talk Sixers this morning, but it still devolved. Just like it always devolves into Jalen Hurts hate. It seems to be always devolving into Sixers talk, too, at this point. And I see Marshawn already in the chat. So, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. I am your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all social media platforms at Beard and Knowledge. Shoot me a follow. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it. That's how you find me there. Guys, sorry about the hiccup this morning. Someone made a boo-boo. Someone made a my bad. Not me. Someone else. It is what it is. Honest mistake, I guess. Tried to fix it on the fly, but, that great conversation got shut down faster than I can imagine. But yes, Marshawn, this shit is live because, yes, this shit, we can talk whatever we want. I for some reason, I feel bad cursing in the morning. I don't feel bad cursing at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. That's right, Stevie Fuentes. Trending in the PM. I got to change the Trending in the AM logo for these random PM shows. Put an X over the AM and put a really cool PM next. I don't know. I'm going to work on that. I just started thinking about that like literally 2 or 3 minutes ago. So Trending in the AM meets it's Trending in the PM. I love it. PM equals Philly misery. Well, that too. It does. Yeah. We curse it tonight. Yeah. Yeah. You guys got me with an F-bomb or two the other morning. Now, tonight, sure. Why not? Joel Embiid was not the one that sabotaged my stream this morning. Not at all. But, it is what it is. It happens, I guess, Marshawn. I'm not going to say anything else or much more about that live on the air. So it's all good, guys. So we're here to talk Eagles. We're here to talk Rams. Final preview and predictions. Thursday Night Football is going on in a little bit. Can't watch it down here. I don't have Prime on my TV down here in the basement, but we got a big game on Sunday Night Football. A game that I feel like there's two different levels to. I feel like the Eagles-Rams game on Sunday Night Football, half my body feels super confident that the Philadelphia Eagles can win this football game. Super confident that they're going to win this game easily. The Eagles have been playing well, and last week beating the Redskins. That's the whiskey talking. The Commanders kind of gave us a little validation. The Rams, on the other hand, are playing really good football as well, winning 4 of their last 5 games. But when I look at this Rams team, I just don't see a team that if this Eagles team is for real, can even remotely compete with the Philadelphia Eagles on all aspects of their game, right from the first coach to the top coach to the 53rd player on the team. I just don't think there is a comparison. Now, if we're not who I think we are, the Philadelphia Eagles, then this could be a close game. This could be a battle. And it is Sunday Night Football. The stars are brighter. It's in L.A. I really, truly think that this Eagles team should, in theory, mop the floor with the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday night. And I'm not talking about like a 30-point blowout, not 40-0 or anything like that, but should win this game very handily. Marshawn, right back to the Sixers. Phil, if we are having an honest conversation, I don't think I've ever felt this down about the Sixers ever. And I've seen some shit. So have I for the last 30-plus years, Marshawn. I mean, if we're being honest, I was texting with my buddy the other night, and I said I got more enjoyment watching the 10-win Sixers. What year was that? Was that 14, 15? The year the Sixers only won 10 games? Set the record as the losingest team? Like, that is... That's horrible to say. That I enjoyed watching Jonah Bolden, an unknown T.J. McConnell, Tony Roten, James Anderson. I enjoyed that more. I enjoyed thinking, Robin Covington, is he going to be a max player someday? Like, I enjoyed all that more than what I have. Paul George out for the next 2 games, it seems like. Sounds like with a bone bruise. Guess I don't get to watch Paul George in person on Sunday when I'm at the game. And if anybody's going anywhere near the stadium, I'll be there on Sunday for the Sixers game. I don't care if they have Puka Nacua or Hakuna Matata. Give me Guantanamo Bay and Coop. That's right. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the numbers where I had them on here. I guess I switched pages for something else. Where were the numbers? I had the numbers for those 2 guys. There they are on this piece of random scratch paper. Cooper Kupp has 47 catches in the 6 games he's played, 4 touchdowns. Puka in 5 games has 28 catches. I don't worry. The Rams' passing offense is 8th ranked in the NFL, but we have the 2nd best pass defense in the NFL. I'm not worried about it. Matthew Stafford can do his thing. You can also interception. You can intercept Matthew Stafford. He's thrown 7 picks on the year. I am not scared. Now, I will say this, Marshawn, about the passing. The last time, for some reason, the loss in 2020 to the Rams early in the season, I think it was like a week 2 or week 3. It was the game Tyler Higbee went off for them and had a bunch of big touchdowns. Like, that still resonates in my head because we know Sean McVay does one thing, and Sean McVay does the thing that we've been wanting the Eagles to do more of, week in and week out, year in and year out of, and that's use pre-snap motion. But if you really get down to the brass and taxes with what Sean McVay does, he runs a very basic offense. Very basic. He has a lot of little whoop-de-doo stuff, but really it's very basic. And Vic Fangio spoke this week multiple times about how it's difficult. I had a note on it specifically. It's difficult, but as long as you stay disciplined with your assignments and the communication, that it's not hard to figure out. And now maybe that the Eagles actually run it a little bit more. Maybe the Eagles defense has seen it a little bit more in practice. Vic Fangio, it's not the first time he's done this. Maybe the dipsy-doos and the little whole lot of nothing won't affect us that much. So Puka, Hakuna, Matata. I can't say his last name. It's Puka Nacua. I don't know. But I like just call him Hakuna Matata. I should have done that all week long. It doesn't scare me. Kunyanim and Mo Bay is going to have Puka on lockdown. A combination of Cooper and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson will have Cooper Kupp on lockdown. I agree. I felt more of a fan when we were rolling out Tony Roten out there. At least you can look at that and try to find hope with the Sixers. There is no hope right now. Now that the new report came out a few hours ago that Joel Embiid's going to make it his goal to find out who the snitch is. Instead of just figuring out how to play basketball, instead of us just trying to talk about the Sixers, we got to talk about the drama instead. And that's the problem. Side note, sidebar, it's going to come out while Joel Embiid is investigating the snitch. It's going to turn out that Joel Embiid was actually the snitch. I've seen a few too many detective novels or books and movies and TV shows. Number 8 jersey in Philly just isn't a good number. See CJ and Paul George. Who else has worn number 8 over the last few years? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has done better. Marshawn, I've got stats here. Over the last couple of weeks, in the first 4 games of the season, he missed a combined 8 tackles. He hasn't missed a single tackle in the last 6 weeks. Also, in the last 6 weeks in coverage, he's only given up 8 catches on 14 targets for only 99 yards. He did give up a touchdown. He has 2 interceptions, a couple pass breakups. So Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is like a lot of other Eagles players on defense, starting to finally realize and learn and handle the Vic Fangio system, so to say. He's getting better. He's starting to get a better grasp on it. Eagles' slow start scares me, though. Rams can turn this out pretty quickly, much like the Bucs game. But even the slow starts recently, Marshawn, have been getting better. Like, we're actually scoring in the first quarter games now. We're moving the ball a little bit. Now, Rams defensively can be picked apart in the air. They're the 22nd ranked pass defense. No, 21st. My notes were too far away. 21st ranked pass offense or pass defense. So you can pass on them. They're the 18th ranked run defense. I do have a fear, one fear, that Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni are going to see the stats on their defense and be like, ooh, this is a week we got to pass the ball all over the field. And I don't want that. I still want them to run the ball. They don't have to run it effectively. They don't have to run it 45 times. But I don't want to see, come Monday morning, a box score where Jalen Hurts threw 45 times because they thought they could attack this Rams defense in the air. I got another offense thing that I want to touch on in a second with the passing game. But I want them to keep with what has been building this success, which what's been building this success is running the ball, short, simple passes to get Jalen Hurts in a groove. And then after you do that, then you can go for the home run ball to A.J. Brown or whoever else is out there. Smart move going live again. Cannot believe that happens. All right. Shit happens. It always seems to happen on me. There's this cloud over me. It just seems to be hanging over me far too long. I can't go live tomorrow morning, Mitchie Poo. Got a lot of orders came in this afternoon for tomorrow morning at the pizza shop. There's no way I could get it all done from 10 a.m. when I get there to, I think all of them have to be out of the store by 10:45. So just can't do it. So figure go live tonight. Maybe we'll find some new followers, some new subscribers, some new listeners to the program being live at night. I didn't really plan on it, so I didn't get to promote it, but we'll have a little fun. We'll drink a little bit. We'll have some fun. We'll see what we talk about here. Eagles slow starts. Oh, I forgot to star that one. Sorry. Exciting Whites might have a big game. Why are we? Something about that name. I just don't even like saying that name out loud. It just feels weird to say Exciting Whites. Anyway, but yes, they may have a pretty big game, and they should. The Rams. What's funny about the Rams is that the Rams create or turn the ball over a lot. 7 interceptions, a bunch of fumbles, but they create a lot of turnovers too. They are a +4 in the turnover differential, the Rams. So we got to be really careful with the protection of the football. But we also have to have our defense ready to pounce. And I saw videos from practice today of Nick Sirianni throwing choppers, like infield choppers in batting field practice to linebackers and safeties to grab those balls so they can pick up the fumbles and such. Who cares who snitched? Joel is such a distraction. And that's the thing. Like, Joel, instead of saying, all right, shit's hitting the fan, let's get down back to basics, is too busy creating another distraction from the distraction. It's pathetic. It really is. Our Pro Bowl long snapper in 2017 wore number 8. Speaking about 2017, Side note, we'll get back to Eagles-Rams in a second. What the fuck? And see, it's nighttime, so for some reason I feel okay to say this. What the fuck happened with Wendell Smallwood? That breaking news today was kind of just like, here I'm doing all this, and boom, Wendell Smallwood facing 50 years in prison. Holy shit. Could you imagine being a former NFL player and facing 50 years in prison? That's something, all right. Joel's loser attitude rubbing on you. You did right by us by going live twice today. 3 times, technically. Because after the first show quit out, I did go live again immediately after with a sorry video. But that was another thing. So this is technically my 3rd time going live. Yo. Michkowski, you got me. Nobody's got at my back. Again, till proven otherwise, it was just an honest mistake. It is. Mitch, when do we start wearing paper bags over our face? Mitch already should be. I'm sorry, but we setting our defense up for an epic stinker. We puffing our chest way too much. I still need to see more. Brian, you're fair to feel that way. Let's look at the offensive numbers for the Rams. They do have the 8th best passing defense. They do not score the touchdowns or score the points a lot. They do not run the ball well at all. Their top runner, Williams, averaging less than 4 yards per carry. I got to hope the experience of Vic Fangio can fix the problems we've had in past with these offenses that run a lot of dipsy-doos, like Sean McVay likes to do. I got to have confidence that Zach Bond, it hasn't just been a recent thing, has been great all year. And that Kobe Dean's been getting better all year. That Quinion Mitchell has been the defensive rookie of the year all year. That Quinion Mitchell's playing not just as a defensive rookie candidate, but an all-pro candidate at this point. Pump man, where were you 2 days ago? I was fighting the chat from all over on the chat. Well, we don't need to. We don't have to fight over Joel. We're all on the same page on Joel. Joel, weak as hell. He really turned his back on the fans for his own selfish reasons. Look. Has there ever been, I guess maybe Carson Wentz a little bit. Has there ever been a fan favorite in Philly that 98% turned their backs that quickly? Like, there were people that turned their back on Allen Iverson over time, Carson Wentz over time. But Carson Wentz was never the fan favorite that Joel was. Baseball-wise, I don't know. Maybe Scott Rowland to an extent. But, man, Joel Embiid, 360 by everybody. Well, everybody that was on his side to begin with. Pump man, I could not agree more, but I needed you 2 days ago. Sorry. The Pump man was MIA for a few days. Wasn't blaming Morey 100%. Don't be putting words in my mouth, Marshawn. I said Daryl Morey has lots of blame. Daryl Morey stinks as a GM. Daryl Morey is overrated, but Joel Embiid is doing his own damage to his own self. Plain and simple. Joel Simmons is cooked. Send him to Siberia. You know, what's more likely to happen? The Sixers win tomorrow night against the Brooklyn Nets, or Ben Simmons to make a 3? Just curious. Because both seem very illogical to happen. And it should be a clear, easy answer to say the Sixers have a better chance of winning than Ben Simmons making a 3. But honestly, I don't know. And now the story is, well, the Sixers are only 4.5 out of the 9 seed or the 10 seed or whatever. First it was 4 games out of the 3 seed, 3 games out of the 3 seed. Then it was 3 or 4 games out of the 6 seed. Now we're worried about making the play-in games. This season is cooked. And the sooner people realize that, the sooner we can start solving the problems. You know what pains me, Phil, is I was defending Joel up until the first game when he found out he wasn't going to play. I feel like I've been supporting him, just like you. And I'm just like you. I'm seeing the light of day. I think you were a little upset with me. But yeah, there were people in the chat bringing up the Halliburton trade again. Look, I've moved on from the Halliburton trade. I have. Pumpman says a Ben Simmons 3 is more likely than a Sixers win. It's pathetic. It's sad. It's disappointing. Yeah, just both of you are saying that. Ben Simmons game-winning three, to be exact. Oh, not just a three. A game-winning three-point shot from 30 feet out. I was chatting with my man Jim last night. It's like he's taking me to the Sixers game on Sunday. First Sixers game since the Martin Luther King game in Brooklyn, coincidentally, in February of 2020. It was the last Sixers game I've been to. And I don't want to go. I want to go and hang out with Jim. I want to fun. Maybe I'll find some of my followers that are at the game and meet people in person. But realistically, I don't want to waste a Sunday afternoon, miss the first quarter of the Eagles game to watch the Sixers in person. I ain't going to be wearing my Sixers jerseys. Maybe I'll rock. Actually, maybe I will. Maybe I'll bring out my Jimmy Butler jersey and wear that on Sunday. I don't see where our next win comes. It's going to be random. Could be tomorrow. Could be Sunday. Who knows? I don't even know who they play on Sunday. I don't even care. But they'll get a win at some point. But does it matter? It's not like they're only going to win 2 games all year. But does it matter? It doesn't. Because we've got a football team that is on a collision course with the Detroit Lions for the NFC Championship game. And that's all that I'm focused on. A little focused on baseball. The Hall of Fame ballot. I'll put that out. We'll do a video in the coming weeks for that. The MVP vote came out just actually like a half hour ago. Bryce Harper was 6th in the MVP. Shohei Ohtani won the MVP. No shock there. 3 Phillies in the top 15 of the MVP voting. I stopped defending Joe when he said New York is my favorite place. Look, there's a lot of people that like New York too, so there's that. But yeah, I get it. I bought in for real. I was so hyped for the season. To your credit, you had your reservations. I did. Look, I didn't want Paul George. I still didn't want Paul George on this team. I said it a week ago. I'm calling Golden State up as soon as he's eligible to be traded. You're like, yo, you wanted him before. He wanted to play for you. What you got? How can we make this deal? I said in the offseason, before free agency started, before the draft, you got to take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. We're not doing that. And now I see rumors that Daryl Morey is going to be attacking the power forward market at the trade deadline with KJ Martin and first-round picks to try to bring in an elite power forward. I don't want him making a damn trade for this team until it's legal to trade Joel and maybe Paul George. How is Harden a better leader than Embiid? I don't know if Harden's a better leader. Is he keeping him afloat? I've checked the box scores occasionally. Seems like every time I check the box scores pump that he's having a bad game, but that just might be the ones I'm looking at. I don't have an Isaiah Cannon jersey, but there's a name. There's a blast from the past right there. Isaiah Cannon. That kid could shoot in a YMCA level, for sure. Hot take, our defense stifles the Lions' offense. Yeah. I mean, I've got a poll. Well, I can't look at the poll because that's bad luck. When I looked at the poll this morning, that's when the shitstorm happened. Then I realized it wasn't anything I did. It was something else. But I can't look at the poll right. Well, I have my phone. No, I'm not looking at a poll mid-show. I'm just not going to do it because that's how shit happens. But I have a poll going, and I know my channel has got a lot more Eagles fans than outside Eagles fans going. But I got a poll on a neutral field. Who would you think would win right now? Eagles or the Lions? And the Eagles are winning about 2/3 of the votes right now. So take that with what you will. Joel, a loser, and I'm ready for Mac and Max. Play on Mac and Manco's Pizza with Mac and Max. I need Joel to retire for real. Go play with Arthur, big guy. Look, see, here it is. I'm trying to give you guys a platform to talk the Eagles, to talk the Phillies, to talk anything. The negativity is what sells, what drives the chat all the time. I cannot stand talking or watching the Sixers. Now, I do watch still. I tried to explain it to somebody earlier today on Twitter. They're giving me a hard time for being out on this team already. Because why are you out? You're not a fan. No, I'm still watching every game. Yeah, I'm watching reels while I'm watching the game. But I could be realistic and know that the Sixers team is not good. That they are atrocious. They're a dumpster fire. Plain and simple, a dumpster fire. Joel needs to hang it up for good. He moving like a 50-year-old man. Mike Tyson moved better than him. Mike Tyson in a knee brace, if it wasn't in his contract that he wasn't allowed to knock off or knock out Logan Paul, I saw a couple of videos where he pulled some punches. Joel Embiid is in worse shape than 58-year-old Mike Tyson. He has worse knees than Mike Tyson, probably. Phil's ass, Phil. I'm not talking about that team. Well, tomorrow's a big day because there's a lot of players that have to have their contracts tendered by tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. So we'll know some futures about some of these players tomorrow. I'm out, and I'm one of the biggest 76ers fans you'll meet. Eric, I watched every game of the 10-win season. Every game. I don't think I've missed at least some of any game yet this year. Doesn't mean I'm not out either. We're all fans. We all want to win, Eric. We all want this team to do well. We all want the Philadelphia 76ers to bring us a title. Most people that watch the Sixers have never seen them win a title. I was 2 when they won their last title. Yeah, 2. Early in 83. I wasn't quite 3 yet in 83. There's no reason. There's so many people out there. This and that. Like, it's early. They're going to go on a run. Just wait till everybody plays together. Guys. You're, what? I don't even know what they're. Are they 2-11, 2-12, whatever? They're 13, 14 games into the season. We know what they are. We're a third of the road. We're like 20% through the season. They suck. Plain and simple. I was out right away as soon as I found out Joel was playing with injury and ramp-up games. Really disappointed with Nurse. Dude, I never thought I'd say this about you. You're saying Nick Nurse. Look, I'm coming to agreement that maybe Nick Nurse isn't as good as we thought. Forget who. I saw somebody tweet out today or yesterday. This week's been a mentally draining week for me. But I saw somebody tweet out that they wanted to see Nick Nurse fired and Mike D'Antoni brought in. Let me tell you something. I'm the biggest anti-Mike D'Antoni. Think he's a terrible coach. But then I'm like, what do we got to lose? Because Nick Nurse ain't it. I wasn't even a thought when the Sixers. So you're a baby. I was literally a baby. I was 2. I turned 3 later that year. So you know. Phil, we have too many white guys on the Phillies. Well, there's too many white guys in baseball, period. You know, no offense. It's the Dominicans, it's the white boys. That's what makes up baseball. And then the Asians, who are also white, sort of. You get what I'm saying. I'll never give up on my team, but I'm not going to support a team that quits on itself. I expected the 10-win team more. At least they had heart, and losses hurt. I always see every single year Facebook memories, because I wasn't on Twitter yet really much. Me tweeting out, well, that was a good, team-building loss right there. That was a winning loss right there, because I was finding hope in losses from that team. Agreed. Nurse isn't good at all. Give me D'Antoni. I can't stand D'Antoni. But honestly, at this point, what would it hurt? I don't think Nurse messed with Embiid anymore. He looks pissed off. I do, to an extent, feel bad for Nick Nurse. This is not what he was expecting when he got here, I don't think. He was probably sold a bill of goods that can't be met. What's up, DJ Mister? Do you think the Heat would trade us Bam? So I did see a proposed trade by a bigger version of me, a content creator with a lot more followers than me, that suggested Bam and Duncan Robinson, because of the contract, for Embiid. And he can't be traded this year. So this trade is not possible because you have to wait 6 months after you sign an extension to be traded, which is until after the trade deadline. So Embiid ain't going anywhere. So you'd have to do it in the offseason. But would you trade Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson for Embiid? And I would do it. Sure. Duncan Robinson's a shooter, and Bam's okay. But if it gets me off of 3 more years of Embiid, sure. Why not? I mean, Bam's contract's pretty atrocious, honestly. It's longer. And it's like $60 million a year. But whatever. Riley not happy with Jimmy. So maybe Jimmy and Joel will both force their ways out to another team. Because trust me, I don't want Jimmy here in Philly anymore. Jimmy Butler's one of my favorite. Jimmy Butler's right there with T.O. Short-term Philadelphia athlete that I love. I still do rock my Butler jersey occasionally. But I don't want him here now. I'm over that shit. And he quit on the fans. He quit on his team. He quit on the players. Quit on everybody. He's quit on himself. Just don't say Marcus Hayes was right. Morey and Nurse need to go. Yes. Well, Morey for sure. There are plenty of coaches out there that the recycled name of Mike. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I was just joking about how I feel, Eric, at this point about Nick Nurse. The thing is, with these guys, Nurse signed a 5-year contract. He's in year 2 of it. When they signed Nick Nurse to a 5-year contract, Josh Harris then gave Daryl Morey an extension, I forget how many years, but to be lined up exactly with Nick Nurse. So Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey under contract with the Philadelphia 76ers for 3.5 more seasons. So think about that. It's really sad he turned his back on all you dudes who constantly defend him. Yeah, look, I still think when motivated and healthy, Joel is the more supremely talented basketball player. But he's not always motivated, and he's never healthy. So you got to take that into account, I guess. And yeah. Whoa. Knock the mic down there. Mic dropping that one right there, right? Only person needs to go is Joel. I'm picking Morey over Joel's. Yes. Yeah. See, the thing is, I just don't trust Daryl Morey to negotiate trades the right way. And that's the problem, Marshawn. I don't know. I feel like we're not going back to the Halliburton thing. Just the way he handled and what he gave up to bring in Harden, and then fighting to trade Harden when it clearly whatever. I just don't trust Daryl Morey. I don't think Daryl Morey knows what a championship NBA team needs. It doesn't need Yabusele, Caleb Martin, Reggie Jackson, Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond. That's not what it needs. It needs athletes. Now, I'm not saying he could have gotten these guys. Just think of some of the names the Knicks brought in this year. OG, Bridges, some of the other names that moved around or signed deals places this year. He could have gotten us, potentially, Lauri Markkanen or Brandon Ingram. But no, he focused on a certain style of player, and that style of player doesn't work. And then on the Nick Nurse side of things, he had Buddy Hield. Couldn't find a way to make Buddy Hield work. Buddy Hield goes elsewhere, and he's shooting lights out. Just thinking. Look, I'm an MDA hater. I can't stand the guy. Nobody picked the guy up. Yeah, look, yeah. He hasn't been a head coach in a while for a reason. It just makes me think about how frustrated I am, Eric, at this point with the team. Bam's not a better option, but if it gets me off of Joel, I'll take a chance. Sometimes people are afraid of the alternative just because they don't know what the alternative is. At this point, I'm ready for the alternative of whatever it is, as long as it's not Joel anymore at this point. Pump Man, it's not even close. Jokic clears Joel at everything, especially rebounding. I don't know. I think Jokic's a little soft at times. Doesn't play great defense. He gets a lot of rebounds, but he doesn't get like those hard fought rebounds very often. But yeah, I can't say that he's not better than Joel at this point. Whole package. Morey over Joel. Yeah. Look, Marsha, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for feeling this way. I'm not. Joker, a better defender now, too. Well, yeah, because Joel don't play defense. I was watching the game last night. I was watching him try to move around on defense. And I don't know if it was because the knee couldn't move or if he didn't want to move. But he can't play defense. Anymore, at least. Mr. I'm hurting, bro. I never thought Joel would be this big of a bitch to the fan base in the city. Yeah. At least more. That is one thing. Morey has gotten very lucky in 2 drafts with Maxey and McCain. Lucky or smart or whatever. He can. See, the thing is, I have this bad, dirty feeling that we're going to have a first-round pick this year. Or we'll have the potential. Was a top 6, top 7 protected. But then he's going to instead trade that pick and sell us at a bill of goods that we've got a chance. So he's going to sell it. We're not going to have a chance. That pick's going to land in the top 5, and we're going to be kicking ourselves in the ass. That's my only fear there, Marshawn. Should have signed Embiid to a 1-year max contract and make him earn another contract. Yeah, maybe. Done some of those 1-and-1 deals that we've seen NBA players doing. I know you're joking, Phil, but once fans start bringing up that name, if Morey hears it, yeah. It's because I don't trust Morey. Exactly. Morey blessed us with the Clippers. That's not this year's pick, though. That's next year's, 2 years from now, something like that. And I fear he's going to trade it. It's my fear. Phil, Joel looks like when we had DeAndre Jordan. God damn. I honestly, Pump Man, until you said that, I kind of forgot Jordan was on this team a few years back. Morey knew the assignment, and you can argue the pieces don't fit, but he got who was available for the cap space he had. I think that's making excuses for Daryl Morey, Marshawn. I think that's making an excuse. When there's a will, there's a way. If he knew what he was doing, he could have built a better team. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Morey gets fixated on a name, and he can't stop until he has it. He's been the easy GM to fleece on a daily basis. Is that why Morey got 3 firsts? I don't know if he got 3 straight up unprotected firsts, okay? There are a lot of protections out there, all right? A lot of protections. So stop it. Joker's way better rebounder, and he don't even jump. Well, he don't jump, yeah. He looks so lazy out there, but yet he gets the job done. Joel is Andrew Bynum mentally? Maybe. What is up, Irish Drew? How you doing? How you doing tonight? We're trending in the AM meets the PM. We're live. So my drink's empty. Making up for the fact I can't go live tomorrow morning. I wish Embiid played more like Joker at this point of his career. I don't want him out there taking 3-point shots like the Joker. Yes, I need to pick that this upcoming draft is way too good. Is it? Obviously, I knew the Cooper Flagg name, and I was reading an article. I forget the kid's name now, but there's somebody else out there that they're talking about in some article or video I was watching, having a great run. Now he's getting really close. That he's for sure now the number 2 guy, wing guy, college team he plays for has a red jersey. I forget now. Marshawn, you ain't ever lie, brother. I said I had my doubts when he started crying after. Like, I didn't hate him for crying. I don't. Sixers are a joke. I wanted to talk Eagles, Rams, final preview and prediction, Drew. But all this crew wants to do is bitch about the Sixers some more. It's all good. I'm a man of the people, Drew. I talk what the people want to talk about. That's what the STT Sports Network is. Setting the trends for what sports talk is. Hence what the shirt says right there. And if you want one of these shirts, you can order a shirt. Go online, lillianscreations.com. Hit the contact button. Contact them. They got the Trending in the AM logo and the STT Sports Network logo on file. They can get you a shirt, hoodie, T-shirt, whatever you want. And you cook it helps 2 small businesses. My small business makes some money, and their small business makes some money. So check them out, lillianscreations.com. Mr. Laughing. Oh, we're talking about that one. Gotcha. I mean, we all made excuses to defend our point. Well, we always do. That's the thing. Our point, well, we'll defend our points till the end, right? The only thing he needs to do with that pick is attach to an Embiid in a trade. We might have to attach a first-round pick to get rid of Embiid. Oh, man, that's crazy. He got 2 unprotected. Yeah, but not this year. So, that's fine. Difference, Joker looks lazy, but Joel is lazy. Very big point right there. Ingram should be on this team. Not no damn PG. Look, I still can't get over the Paul George thing. Didn't like it. Didn't like it before it happened. Didn't like it when it happened. It is what it is. Ace Bailey, 6. That is who I'm thinking of. I didn't even know who. See, I don't watch a lot of college sports, Pump Man, football or basketball. But I do watch a lot of highlight videos like my man Deebs puts out there, draft previews and stuff like that. I'm already seeing people talk about Ace Bailey climbing up the boards, climbing up the big boards. So yeah, I've seen a few people talk about him just this week for the first time. It looked pretty good. Joel is a whole scamwich. Yeah. I honestly would trade Maxey too. We are not trading Maxey. I don't think we can, just so you know, Marshawn, I don't think Tyrese Maxey could be the number one player on a team. He's a good number two, a great number three. I don't think he's big enough to be the number one. You put him with an elite wing and a good defensive center, boom, perfect. But that's about it. Chris Webber, what's that? Paul George? Yeah. I wanted Paul George traded to the Sixers when Indiana was shopping him around all those years ago, Drew. Who is going to be hurt more, Peachy or Embiid? I don't know, Adam. I don't know. I'm going to the game on Sunday, Adam. I don't know if you'll be down there for it. But I'm not going to get to see Paul George play. Yeah, I don't really care. Oh, man. Paul George and Joel are both C-Web in this scenario. Yeah, I guess so. No, Paul George more so because he was brought in versus the other way. I'll take the Embiid slander, but the more he defending is a new low form of trolling, and I won't stand for it. Yeah, can't defend the guy. Bam, Alec Bailey, Maxey McCain, another wing. Who says no? So, excuse me. I just don't know. I saw one article or one 60-second video on him, and that was it. So I don't know more than what that 60-second video put out there on Bailey, so I'm not sure. Sure, why not? I would trade Joel for a true Eubank straight up. Look, I am a man of the people. I did just say that. And you guys are watching Trending in the AM meets the PM right here on the STT Sports Network. I'm going to do my best to steer the conversation back to the Eagles. All right, I'm going to do that by posing a question. Posing a question that deserves answers and honest opinions, because your opinions matter. But we can keep talking Sixers if you don't like my question. But here's my question for the crew right now about the Eagles before I start getting into keys to victory or my predictions, my score predictions for Eagles-Rams, Sunday Night Football. Should the Eagles sit Devontae Smith on Sunday? He's been a no-show to practice 2 days in a row with a hamstring issue. He's been dealing with the hamstring issue all year. Side note, Britton Covey is going to be back, most likely on Sunday. Would it behoove the Eagles, with the tough schedule coming up, the fact that the Rams' pass defense isn't very good, to sit Devontae Smith and get him 100% healthy for the Ravens-Steelers stretch? To me, I think it's a no-brainer. To me, I'm sitting Devontae Smith on Sunday. I'm not worried about it. Johanna Dotson's starting to get a little rhythm with Jalen Hurts, 3 passes, but whatever. But Devontae Smith and hamstring issues in general, in all sports, not just football, basketball, baseball, hamstring issues, to me, are the scariest injuries out there. Because they're not career or season threatening, but they're injuries that if you don't heal them properly, linger and cause problems. So to me, I'm not even putting them on the plane to LA. I'm letting them stay home, get treatment at the NovaCare complex all weekend long, rest, and get it 100% because we need them. I'm defending point for the sake of burying Joel. I will take the Sixers sucking if it means Joel doesn't. Yeah. Stop with the free market says thing. It's pretty close to my score. I predicted my score a few minutes ago when I recorded the Eagles check down for the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. That's very close to my score prediction, Drew. Very close. But not quite. So I got our defense getting cooked by Stafford because our fan base is jinxing it. I don't think anybody's jinxing it. I don't think anybody's jinxing nothing right now. Okay? I think we're being honest. We're being patient. Sit him. It ain't like they are using him. But see, the thing is that why they're not using him, Marshawn? Are they not using him because he's hurt and he's just being used as a decoy, so to say? That's the thing. And if they're using him for a decoy, that still risks injury to that hamstring or making that hamstring injury worse. So in my mind, he's sitting the bench. Phil, Jalen Hurts needs a stacked deck to succeed. Can't sit Devontae. Stop. Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal over the last 6 weeks. Phenomenal. Yes, it helps that Saquon Barkley is about to set the Eagles' single-season rushing record this year. But I can't say that. Is it live? I don't know. Am I alive? I'm pinching myself. I didn't scream, though. So I don't know. Maybe. Somebody's going to slap me. See if I'm actually awake right now. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. More Phil, not live. No, it's not right replay. This is live. Live in living color. Stereo, surround sound. What did they used to say in like 80s TV shows? In surround sound or stereo sound or whatever. I'm live. This is live. Look, reason we're live tonight. This morning, kind of screwed you guys over. Well, I didn't. Somebody did, but I didn't. Also, I can't go live tomorrow morning. Got a very busy morning at the pizza shop. I got to go in. Can't ditch it all on the wife. So instead of skipping tomorrow completely, I'm going live right now. I'm giving you 3 lives in one day. 28-21 Eagles. It's close. Did I write that as a score down? See, I have a problem believing that our defense, I guess 21, I think 21's about the max. Who's here is 20, what? Who's here is 2024? I don't even know what that means. I don't know. TMC in 2025 already? Is he? I don't know. I got Puka or Porka Napkin Cook and Slay. Look, Darius Slay's been actually really good over this stretch, just so you know. He's actually played really well. How a California kid with nail polish got more heart than Embiid. Yeah. I don't got any counter to that. Smitty may not play. Well, that's what I'm asking. Should he not play? And see, the other thing is, Adam, you put him on the plane, you send him over there. Like talking like he's going to Afghanistan or something. Send him to California. Try to work him out. He's like, yeah, I could go. I'm good enough. He plays and he hurts it worse. I like to err on the side of caution. When it's at this point, it's a hamstring that lingers. Take the decision out of it. You're staying back. We're ruling you out Friday. You're not even getting on the plane. You're going to get treatment at home all weekend long and be ready to go next week. I hope Dotson and Dallas get Smitty targets. And that's the thing. You could start Dotson, Dallas Goedert, maybe Britton Covey makes a play. He'll be back. I don't know if you've noticed, they've been working Aeneas Smith into the lineup occasionally. A couple passes and rushes here and there. Johnny Wilson caught his first touchdown pass. Maybe it's time. Don't tell Phil if said this, but he could take his pre-tapes, shine them. Yo, you know what, man, Cheddar? You can take your shine box, okay? Go get your shine box, all right? Puka, no ketcha. I like that one, too. I do like that one. What's up, Joe? How you doing this evening? Phil, prime time, this is it. Did you just realize? Did I just answer enough of your comments for you to realize that we're live? Mister, did you see that PG kicked Jarrett's nail polish after the Heat loss? Was that true? I saw somebody tweet that. I thought that was a joke. Did he really kick it? I don't know. I don't know if I would call myself Hollywood Phil. Pretty close. Joel dropped an EMP on Phil. What? Yeah. Somebody dropped something. Somebody dropped the ball. Is what it is, pump man. Nobody nuked me. Somebody just had a my bad moment. Someday, the truth will come out, and the truth will set you free. Phil, if you had the choice of any of these quarterbacks in their prime, McNabb, Vic, or stay with Hurts, who would be your quarterback one in their prime with this? So I'm a few comments behind, Eric. So before I answer this, I'm going to ask you this question, Eric. In their prime with the current team of the Eagles or with something else? Like, am I taking that into consideration or not? Because I need to know that answer. Plus, I'm stalling just so I can think about the answer. So I don't think it's as easy as people think. Is this really a true thing? I thought this was a joke just circulating. 34-13 Birds. Yeah, it's very close. Just like Irish Drew said. You guys are both really close to my prediction on the Eagles game. Marshawn PG about to get jumped by some Stees for kicking. Dude, I have no problem with who he is. And you know why? Because Sean Bernard, we all love Sean Bernard. He's been on this show and he's on 47 other shows on a daily basis. Sean Bernard is going to recreate every one of his TikToks himself if the Sixers miss the playoffs. It's stated, it's documented, it's bookmarked by everyone out there. And I want to see, this is another reason to root for the Sixers' demise. So I see Sean Bernard doing TikToks, just so you know. Nothing would make me laugh more. Smitty is a dog. He'll play and score. Yeah, I get that, Joe. It's a hamstring. Hamstrings bother me. Hamstrings scare me. Rookie hazing, get out of hand. Rookie hazing's always been out of hand. That community don't play. They won't actually fight Paul George over it. That community will just tweet about it and do a TikTok about it and talk behind the back. Slim Reaper will play. Again, that's not the question, will he play? The question is, should he play? And I don't think he should play. We are just drinking Jack Daniels. It's not whiskey, it's bourbon. Whiskey, bourbon, whatever you call it. It's just Jack Daniels, basic Jack Daniels. I actually wanted to go out and get something good tonight. I just didn't have the time. Plus, I got an early morning tomorrow. The Sixers are so bad, might as well bring back Doc Ben Simmons. Who's having at least the Bucks might be collapsing, but they're not as bad. They've won more than 2 games. I'm going 5 over Vic and Hurts. Final answer. On this Eagles team, see, the thing is, McNabb was probably the better quarterback than Hurts, at least at this point in Hurts' career. But Jalen Hurts has one thing that Donovan McNabb doesn't have, and that's that leadership ability. I didn't see McNabb leading anybody. And this is not to knock Vic. Vic was a very talented quarterback in spurts. But Vic out of the 3 would be my last choice. It'd be either McNabb or Hurts, then the other, and then Vic third. But there's that intangible about Jalen Hurts this early in his career. We know the intangibles were never there. I know Jalen Hurts hasn't won a Super Bowl. He's played in the same amount of Super Bowls as McNabb. But I still feel like the Hurts intangibles, when it's all said and done, will have McNabb him over McNabb. Just my thought. Objection. Non-responsive. I know who shut it down. I got it, my bad. Oops. Yes, with the current team. With the current team. So, yeah. With the current team, McNabb in his prime versus Hurts right now, which we don't know if this is his prime yet. Jalen Hurts is still getting better by a hair because this Eagles team has A.J. Brown, has great leaders on offense and defense. I'd probably take McNabb by a smidge. But I think when it's all said and done, I would probably choose Hurts. Should I keep Smitty in my fantasy lineup this week? Got to wait till tomorrow to decide that, Adam. Got to see if he even practiced. So the last couple games, Adam, Smitty didn't practice 1, and then was limited in practice 2 and practice 3, and then played. This week, he didn't practice the first day. He didn't practice today either. So that's 2 straight did not practices at all, which means maybe the injury's getting worse. Just so you know. What are your that's the other question. What are the other options as well? I was drinking last night and got home at 3 a.m. I'm still recovering. Dude, when did I drink a lot? Was it Sunday? I think it was Saturday night or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. I was so hungover at work all day on Monday. Got a little out of control. It happens sometimes. I got a lot of shit going on. The alcohol's flowing a lot more frequent. No, it was Tuesday morning I was hungover. So Monday night I drank too much. That's right. Because Tuesday when I was at the doctor, I was hungover in the doctor's office. Vic was so overrated. Turnover factory. Look, this is not the craziest comment I've ever seen, K1, from you. He had a moment. Starship number 7 in Philly. He was the epitome of a running quarterback. He had a beautiful deep ball, but he couldn't throw anything but the deep ball. He didn't know how to change velocities on his passes. Yeah. I don't want to say it was overrated, so to say, but he wasn't that great. He had just moments, basically. Jake Fisher said Embiid is dead set on finding the snitch. I addressed this at the very beginning of the show. Why? Why do we care? Paul George is happy about the snitch because they gave him content for his podcast. Because all Paul George cares about is podcasting. Just like Darius Slay. I don't want people that care more about podcasting than the sport they're being paid millions of dollars to play. But instead of focusing on being better, which is what came out of that meeting, Joel Embiid's focused on the snitch, which is stupid, dumb, ludicrous. Hurts and Vic, the same passer. I don't know. I think Hurts is actually probably slightly better passer than Michael Vick, honestly. He's not as fast as Vic was running the ball. Vic wasn't a football player. Vic was an athlete. I think there's a difference. Vic's got more athlete in him. Hurts is more football player in him. Just my opinion. F1 racing, football, Shirley Temple benders, and flip-flop collecting. Focus on anything but basketball. Buddy is a clown. Can't disagree totally with you. I just can't. Vic turned the ball over a lot throughout his entire career. Plus, he committed one of the most heinous crimes there is. I mean, think about this. I'm going to bring this up again. Vic did what, like 2 years in jail? Ballpark? Wendell Smallwood is facing 50 years in prison right now, guys. Is that not insanity? Wire fraud. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Conspiracy to defraud the IRS. Defrauding federal COVID-19 programs. Crazy. I think it's such one of those out of left field crazy stories I didn't see coming. Does Embiid make it to the end of the season on the Sixers? Yes, Adam. He has to. Because of when he signed his extension, Adam, he is not allowed to be traded till March something. You have to wait 6 months after signing to be traded, which means he can't be traded at the trade deadline. So he can't be traded till the offseason. So unfortunately, he will. Now, will he be an active participant on the Sixers? If this slide continues, he's just going to shut it down and say, I'm not playing anymore. Can't trust anyone anymore who wears flip-flops to dinner. Yo, dude, I wore flip-flops on my wedding day. To my wedding, to the reception, everywhere. I wear flip-flops literally 90% of the year. Only when it's really cold out and I'm at the pizza shop. Well, actually, so maybe more than 90% or less than 90%. But I'm a flip-flops guy. I've worn full-on tuxedos with flip-flops multiple times, Brian. No problem with that. So you're not going to win that argument with me, just so you know. Maxey really called out Joel thinking they were close enough for him to do that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that says something about Joel, but also Maxey. That Maxey trusts himself enough to call out the big fella, but that a 30-year-old needed to be called out by a 24-year-old or 23-year-old. The Wendell Smallwood shit, man. Like how you said, small space wood. Just out of left field with that shit. AI was told he was no longer allowed in the practice facility. Yeah, maybe that'll happen, but he'll still be getting paychecks from them. Keith Pompey said Maxey punched Embiid. Maxey really Stop, Brian. Stop. Damn, wait till the other shoe drops on Donald Pumphrey. What's that mean? I don't understand that one. What do you mean about what did Donald Pumphrey do? Is he in this Wendell Smallwood shit too? Yeah, we drafted Pumphrey over Kamara. Is that true? I don't know if that's true or not. I would have assumed Kamara was like a first-round pick. Pumphrey's what? Was Donald Pumphrey was like a third or fourth rounder? I'm disappointed in you. Did you at least? No. I've had one pedicure in my life. And that was on vacation like 2 years ago because I had a choice of a pedicure or a manicure. No, actually, I think I ended up with a manicure, not a pedicure, because I don't like people touching my feet. I don't like people touching my feet. I just don't. I wore flip-flops on my wedding. It's probably the reason why my mom doesn't speak to me, but, that's another subject for another day. But, yeah, I wear flip-flops everywhere. Everywhere. I'm a flip-flop. When I go on vacation, you guys have seen me do shows from Mexico. I don't even pack a pair of shoes. The flip-flops, I wear them on the plane, and I don't even pack a pair of shoes or a pair of socks on vacation. I just don't. Unless there's a slight chance I might golf. And that's it. Add John Dotson to your fantasy team. You're about to go off with Smitty down. I don't think it's a bad idea. It depends on who else Adam has on his team. Over Smitty. Just a joke about reserve running backs. Okay. I don't know if Donald Pumphrey was going down too. I don't know if maybe I missed because I only read one piece on the whole Wendell Smallwood shit. So Jared McCain said, choose acrylic next. Oh, yeah, no. No, nobody touches my feet. Michael Kendricks was also involved in a scam or fraud years ago. A linebacker of the Eagles was. Was it Kendricks? I got to think about that. But yes, there was an Eagles linebacker. Is Kendricks the one that has a brother that's also in the NFL? Because there was the linebacker of the Eagles that had a brother that was also in the NFL. I think his brother played for the Vikings at the time. I think. I'm not even going to address this comment. Oh, man. I'm not going to address this comment. Or I'm not going to address that comment either. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Inside trading. It was Kendricks, was it? Yeah. And so Kendricks has a brother, right? That's in the NFL. Okay. All right. So I knew there was a Eagles linebacker that was involved in something like that. Okay. He plays for Dallas now. Didn't he play for Minnesota years back? I thought he played for Minnesota when this whole shit dropped and all. But whatever, guys. Back to the Eagles. Are the Eagles winning on Sunday? I don't know. Maybe. Yes, the Eagles are winning on Sunday. Oh my gee. Thong sandals is what? It's just a little flappy thing in the middle. I don't even wear sandals. I wear flip-flops. Yo, nighttime shows are even worse than morning shows. You guys get off on tangents that are out of control. This nighttime show ain't building no algorithm tonight. This nighttime show ain't helping me at all. Anybody that tried to tune in to an Eagles preview show heard a lot of Joel Embiid slander, which is rightfully so, and flip-flop talk here. That's really building my following big time here. But I love you guys. Eagles will win on Sunday. I find it very hard to believe that the Eagles would not win on Sunday. I do. I'm going to get to it right now. Let's hold on real quick before we do this. It's 8:33. Let me turn on ESPN.com. So far, we're 8 minutes into the Thursday night game. Nobody scored. Big surprise there. Yeah, no surprise there. I got one GFS lineup for tonight's game. I picked the Steelers lineup as my 1.5 point. Nighttime show nastier than Cinemax After Dark. Come on, we all know that. Free weekends on Skinemax, when we were kids. Who's Joel? Who is Joel? What? I don't know who he is. Black man cannot wear flip-flops because her feet ashy. Looks like we'd be making pizza dough with our feet. I hope you're not making pizza dough with your feet. Can I ask you? All right, this might be a racial question. I don't know. You say black men can't wear flip-flops. Why can't black men wear shorts? I've never met a black man that wears shorts, even in a pool. Like, unless they're playing basketball, I never see a black man wearing shorts. When I was working on cruise ships, Donnell Davis, it was my manager, the cruise director of the ship I worked on. Awesome dude. We got along so much. He was a Texas boy. And that dude would do pool activities in gym pants. Like Adidas pants. Just going to say. They don't wear shorts. Ever. And it drives me completely up a wall, mister. It's the weirdest thing to me in the world, and I don't understand it. Exactly, Pump Man. Birds win 26-14. That's not the score I predicted, or I wrote down, but I don't dislike the score. I think the Rams could score 3 times. Not 3 touchdowns, but 3 times, which would eliminate, I guess, 6-12. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. 8 and 6 is 14. So I guess they get 2 field goals and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. So I guess that would work for me. I got 3 scores on my scorecard. Easy there. Donald Trump. I'm asking the questions. Can't expose those knees. It's just like a real rule. Like, I think this is so funny. Oh man, it's trending in the AM in the dark. It's trending in the AM meets the PM. I've had almost a full, like 7-ounce glass of, maybe 8-ounce glass of whiskey here. So I haven't taken the edible yet. I should have taken the edible. Then this would be real fun right now. Touchdowns and 4 field goals for Jakey. You know what? I'm not going live tomorrow. But that's something. We haven't talked about once this week. Will Jake Elliott have a rebound game or not? Interesting. New bloodline versus Oja bloodline. The fans are the only ones that don't win. Because I'm over the fucking bloodline conversation and story and everything else. And the fact that they're just milking along and done with it. I actually like Solo Sikoa. I think he could be a good mid-card title holder. But I don't buy him as a main eventer. I don't like him in this suit outfit and the way he's doing. Like, no. Solo should be the next Umaga. Roman Reigns can just go off of his own, do his own thing for a little while. Keep sucking the Usos back in. I don't buy Jey Uso as a main eventer or main event Jey Uso. I'm so over it. Like, literally, I watch so little wrestling anymore. And if it's on, it's because there's nothing else on, and I'm really just on my phone, and it's background noise for me. So this, boring to me. I actually don't mind them adding Bronson Reed, but adding Seth Rollins makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. Will Jalen Hurts look like he has CTE on the first drive? No. Come on. You might have me backing you up on your Joel hate, but you ain't going to get me to trash Jalen Hurts. Kendrick served 1 day in jail and 3 years probation on insider trading, securities fraud, conspiracy charges. That's fine research right there, Adam. Thank you. But yeah, Wendell Smallwood must have really defrauded a lot of people out of a lot of money because he's facing up to 50 years in jail. Insanity. Seriously, Bloodline has more family drama than the Sixers locker room. I don't know about that. Back to this, There was a big court proceeding that came out today, too. And one of my competitors was involved in it. And I just love how much of a train wreck this other online outlet, when it was first announced they were forming, I'm like, ooh, that's a goal for me to work for a place like that. And they've just turned into the same song and dance. So I don't know if you guys know, Mike Missinelli's been suing Jacob Media for back pay. And supposedly the court claim on this was today. And it wasn't finished today. And supposedly the owner of Jacob Media, I forget his name, and Mike Missinelli got into a fight in the elevators of the courthouse. Interesting. Bold statement. JBL was the most talented wrestler in the 2000s. JBL, like the heel, loved him. JBL, APA. Yo, you got to knock on my door to come in. Awesome. Didn't like the acolytes, but JBL, talented. His heel work as champion in the Ruthless Aggression era, when he lost to Rey Mysterio and quit, loved it. Yeah, his cabinet. I was a big JBL fan, actually. And I love the work he's doing on the indie circuits right now and in TNA and everywhere else. Don't know what that's going with, but yeah. We'll never. I saw a picture floating around today, Marshawn, when Liv Morgan first got called up with the Riot Squad with Ruby Riot. I don't know what she called now. Ruby Soho, I think. I think she had a baby. That's why she's not on AEW right now. And then Sarah Logan, who's married to one of the Viking Raiders guys. So I forgot how good looking Sarah was too before she put on the face paint and stuff like that. But Rhea, man, mommy, that's all I'll say. Pump man, you pulling up from Curry range with that statement. Yeah, I actually don't disagree with him. I think actually JBL's heel work as champion was extremely underrated. Damn, Mike was throwing hands supposedly, or maybe he was shoving. So that's the thing, with the whole, Marcus Hayes, Joel incident. We don't know what's true or false. It might have been a shove. It might have been some punches. But there were some words exchanged, for sure. I love it. A wrestling god. The greatest clothesline in the history of wrestling. And honestly, a really smart businessman, too, outside of that. Jacob literally does owe everybody money. And there's still people that support them. Still people that watch that Dan Sillyman show on there. It's literally only 2 people that works there. It's him and who's the guy in the morning? Is it McMullen or Kerr or one? Only 2 people are left there because they literally balked at paying a lot of people. They literally owe everybody money. Problem is, most people don't have the money to fight in court. Mike Missinelli makes a lot of money. He can fight in court. Plus, he was a lawyer, so it helps. I hate that the HBK didn't end the Undertaker streak. I hate that the Undertaker streak was ended, period, unless it was ended by someone younger. Like, it could have been ended, I don't even know by who, like somebody like Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns should have ended it. Yeah, I know he beat him, but not Brock Lesnar. Yeah. That's all I can say. I don't want anybody upstairs hearing that comment right there. Raw is going to be crazy in January on Netflix. No more PG era. As long as the Bloodline's moving to Raw, then I won't be watching it. Wrestling was so much better back in the day. I think wrestling, even in this day, has this thing. The problem is they're just so stuck. There's 2 storylines in wrestling, period, right now that make no sense. Like, I'm tired of the Bloodline and Adam Cole, MJF shit. Like, they just don't make sense. Not at all. I wouldn't want to own Mike Missinelli. He looks like he could crush my skull. Oh, Mike Missinelli still has me blocked. So anybody that doesn't have, be blocked by Mike Missinelli should tell him to unblock me on Twitter. I would love to go to battle with Mike Missinelli on this show in a good way, not in a Dan Silio way. But yeah, Mike Missinelli is probably somebody that knows somebody that can get you sleeping with the fishes or something like that. Yeah, no, I got you. Chris Jericho and Edge are my favorite heels in the 2000s. Like, Chris Jericho to me is almost, he's not, but Chris Jericho to me is almost on the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. That dude has reinvented himself so many times in life. Huge Chris Jericho fan. And this might be a hot take, Marshawn. Edge, one of the most overrated main event players in the history of wrestling. Never was an Edge fan. Maybe a little bit during the RKO era or the rated RKO era, but that was about it. I'm not an Edge fan. Never bought him. When he started the Judgment Day, When he came back at the Royal Rumble for the first time in a decade, overrated Edge. McMullen, so McMullen's the one that's still there. It's a shame. I mean, they go head to head with me in the morning. I don't outdraw them, but I think my content can outdraw what they do. And there was a point when they first came up with the idea of Jacob Media as an alternative to the dial. I'm like, that's where I want to be. And I'm like, I'm so glad that never happened because they owe me money. Shawn Michaels is ass. Scott Steiner was way better. Stop. Look, Scott Steiner's cool. Big Papa Pump. The big bad booty daddy. Can't do math, though. Netflix Live better get this. Yeah, exactly. They better get it better by Christmas when they have a football game on there. Steiner's the best heel in sport. Y'all crazy. I don't know about that. Steiner wasn't even the best member of the NWO. He wasn't the best anything. When Scott Steiner debuted in WWE and went up against Triple H, they missed a moment there. Triple H was one of the best heels, for sure. For some reason, I just saw a video of Triple H when he buried Booker T with some very racial, insensitive comments leading up to their WrestleMania bout, which Booker T should have won. But Triple H couldn't put anybody over at that time. Triple H was great. Triple H was a great heel, for sure. I actually prefer Triple H as the authority, Triple H as the heel, Triple H as anything. My least favorite Triple H was his DX run. Personally, I love DX, but I thought Triple H's initial DX run wasn't bad. It's every time that him and HBK redo Triple H, it doesn't work for me. Evolution would mop the floor with DX and NWO. Yes, I think they made the right decision by putting Mark Jindrak onto the sideline and putting Batista in it. The NWO over DX any day. I think DX is overrated, honestly. Triple H, weak as hell. Val Venus was more talented. Val Venus. Hello, ladies. It sucks we never got DX versus NWO. We kind of sort of semi did. at WrestleMania in the daylight that one year, but that was about it. Eagles Rams. It said final predictions. I know. K1. Anybody that wanted to tune in for the first time tonight, this is what they got. This is a total waste. Basically, we just all hung out and drank tonight, basically. Well, I drank. I don't know if you guys did. All right, I'm just going to say it right now. My final prediction. Eagles 31. My paper's all the way on the floor. I dropped it. Eagles 31. Rams 16. They get 2 touchdowns. Missed 2-point conversion and a field goal. Gets them to 16 points, the Rams. Eagles score 31. Jahan Dotson will get his first touchdown of the game or the year. Jalen Hurts will throw for 250 yards. Saquon Barkley's going to get 80 yards rushing. They're my predictions. Matthew Stafford will throw an interception. Not to Quinion Mitchell, though. Cooper DeJean gets his first interception of the year this week. Eagles win 31-16 in pretty casually comfortable way. Yeah. Remember, so funny thing with Val Venus. I love one of the best. You guys talk DX versus NWO, etc. Mid-card factions. Right to censor. That Val Venus, what do you go by? Sean Morley, I think they called him. Right to censor. Stevie Richards, Ivory, the Good Father versus the Godfather. Underrated mid-card faction right there, just you know. Freaking K1 talking football when we talking wrestling. Do I need to do a wrestling show? I don't want to, but I will. Who wants to throw some darts? I like Triple H with the entrance bowed down to the king. Yeah. He does the whole water spitting thing. Yeah, I do too. I really do. I was 2 gin and tonics in last night, and I felt like 2 with concussions. Am I allowed to laugh at that, Marshawn? I'm not sure if that's legal to laugh at that. I might be a bad person. And you're a gin and tonic guy. What's your go-to gin? I love gin. I drink it typically straight on ice or just like in a martini. I prefer Bombay Sapphire. The wife prefers Tanqueray. We settle. We flip back and forth. But funny story, one year on a cruise, my wife and I, we're in an elevator late at night, heading back to our cabin. Stateroom these days, they call them. And this old ladies got in the elevator with us. I'm talking like 80-plus-year-old ladies. They looked at my wife, and they're like, what are you drinking there? She's like a gin and tonic. And the old ladies told my wife and then looked right at me, gin will make you sin. And I haven't ever stopped thinking about that ever since. You just did, pal. What? Oh, yeah. Laugh at the Tua joke. No, I was laughing at whether it was okay to laugh or not. Making fun of people with brain damage, for shame. Yeah. I feel like an awful person tonight after that one. But anyway, guys, Eagles 31, Rams 16, Cooper DeJean first interception, Jahan Dotson first Eagles touchdown. They're my predictions. 250 for Hurts, 80 for Barkley. Bombay is bomb. I had a few Negronis too and whiskey sour. My drinking spirit isn't what it was. Well, it's never what it was as you get older. Absolutely. I'm a Bombay Sapphire guy. The wife likes Tanqueray. It is what it is. But see, the thing is, like, I drink most of my liquor like this. There's nothing else in it. Sometimes ice, sometimes no ice. So it has to be Jack Daniels is not a high level. But outside of Jack Daniels, everything else I drink, whether it's vodka, gin, scotches, they all got to be a little higher because they got to be drinkable the way I drink. I don't put mixers in. I just don't like mixers. Joel's knees are done. His knees is sashimi. Look, Joel sucks. Joel sucks. He really, really sucks. The greatest bad guys are Undertaker, Roddy Piper, King Kong Bundy. I haven't watched all the McMahon documentary yet. I watched a few episodes, but there's a early episode there that I saw. It was about Tommy Dreamer trying to get King Kong Bundy to come back to Raw for a night appearance, and that was just so funny. The Undertaker's a heel. Yeah. I love the original Ministry. I know I didn't like the acolytes in it, but I love the Ministry. When they crucified Stephanie McMahon and tried to hang her above the ring in a crucifix, that was badass. I was legitly like 17-year-old me, like, holy shit. Then they had to ruin it with trying to hang the big boss man, but that was stupid. Roddy Piper, I loved his era It was post his major wrestling career. He was still wrestling and getting physical, but he wasn't wrestling. Roddy Piper had an era, I forget whether it was in WCW or WWE, where his thing was reality check. All he did was reality check people. Sometimes he'd knock them out for it, or he'd get knocked out for his reality checks. I loved reality check Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper to me got ruined when he gave the okay to Rodna Rousey. You know what I'm saying, Rousey, to use his music and look alike. Was Jake the Snake really that good of a heel? Yeah. Jake the Snake was pretty special. Innovated the DDT. His problem was substance abuse. His second problem was the fact that his snake accidentally bit Randy Savage when Randy Savage was still in good standings at WWE. They were his two biggest issues in his career. Substances and that. Red is... I'm not a huge Johnny Walker fan. I could do it red, black, blue's okay. Not my favorite. If I'm going to go Scotch, I'm going James Buchanan. Preferably the 18-year. Preferably. 12 years okay, though. Speaking of sucks, Kurt Angle, The Rock. Dude, I think The Rock or Kurt Angle to me is greater than The Rock, just so you know. Kurt Angle to me would be on the Mount Rushmore if it wasn't for substance abuse. Kurt Angle to me, if you don't know Kurt Angle's TNA career, you're missing out on some phenomenal things. When he debuted and headbutted Samoa Joe, to me, Kurt Angle probably is on my personal Mount Rushmore. I think he's one of the greatest. His match with Shane McMahon at King of the Ring, most violent wrestling match of all time, in my opinion. I do. I just like everything like that, though. Corporate Mistress. It was me, McMahon. Austin, it was me all along. Pup Man be trolling. Is he? Maybe. I think The Rock's overrated, too, by the way. Did you like Undertaker, American Badass? Yes, I did. I loved when he had it the last ride as his finishing move. I loved it when the Hulk Hogan tried to steal his bike and couldn't get to start. That was hilarious. I love the Undertaker. I think he's one of the best. He's on my Mount Rushmore. You hated the American Badass. Rolling. Keep rolling. What? I heard they just came out with a new album. The headbutt dude was a beast until I watched his documentary. Dude. Kurt Angle had some demons. Talk about how Kurt Angle is even still alive. I have no idea. I don't know. All these wrestlers that died early, I can't believe he is. Most underrated wrestler of all time. That's tough because what's underrated? Like to me, I just said a few minutes ago that I think Chris Jericho is borderline a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. So I guess he's underrated in my opinion. Same thing with Kurt Angle. But really low-level wrestlers, I think they were better than they were given the chances for. That's a tough one to me. I don't know. I don't agree with this comment. I don't know if he's trolling or not, but that's not true. Rock was good as a heel back in the day, but he sucked as a face. And then, I don't know. The dude's a great businessman. He knows how to make money, but that's about it. Pump Man, we found some common ground. Heel Rock is original Heel Rock, not the final boss Heel Rock. Underrated wrestlers all time. Trying to think of how, I don't even know how I could ask this. I don't know. I gotta think long and hard. Yes, I said long and hard. Underrated Sabu. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really struggling with this comment because I'm not sure. I guess to me it would be Chris Jericho. Maybe. Booker T, maybe? I think Booker T was better than people realize. D'Lo Brown was good too. Do I need to shake my head for him? Just like him? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this shit up. My drink's done. Re-ask me the underrated question on Monday. I'll have a final answer. But as of this moment, either Kurt Angle or Chris Jericho are my most underrated wrestlers of all time. I can answer the most overrated wrestlers of all time much easier than the most underrated. Because most overrated, it's easy. It's Bret Hart. Just like that. No questions asked. Kimmy Wang Yang. I love it. The final boss was overrated. It was just stupid. Just super overrated. Cody Rhodes, overrated. Can tell you that. Jey Uso, overrated. Could tell you that for sure. Who is Christian Bazoodenhoot of wrestlers? K1, you never cease to amaze me with the random drops of Christian Bazoodenhoot. That would be the Bret Hart, right? Most overrated. Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time. I love a good Austin. I do. Bret Hart. Do you agree with me, Marshawn? Nobody ever agrees with me when I say that. Like, I literally, it's click, if he was on when I was younger. Roman Reigns. I actually do enjoy Roman Reigns to an extent. Just not anymore because I'm kind of bored with it. Wow. Marshawn, I don't think we've ever found such common ground that I'm so happy that we found common ground on. Like, this is a bonding moment between Marshawn and I. Like, I was about to end the show, but I need like 30 seconds to just let this soak in. Guys, thank you very much. Anybody that watched this show for the first time, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit the share button. Normally, we're live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. We won't be on Friday, but we will forever. Back next week. Bret Hart was so overrated. And I forgot that too. John Cena, most overrated. John Cena carried the company and the business for a long time. I can't say that because John Cena, outside of the ring and what he has done for kids and Make-A-Wish, pretty damn special, Brian. So I can't say that because of who he was outside of the squared circle. Probably one of the most great people there ever was, for sure. Adam, thank you. Bringing it back full circle. Screw the Sixers. Eagles are winning on Sunday. 31-16. Guys, that's my time. Trending in the AM meets the PM. My time is over, guys. Go Birds. Bubbles up to y'all.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 pop.